The United States withdraws its remaining soldiers in Ukraine. More details. It seems that the drums of war are beating in Ukraine, or so the continuous U.S. measures suggest, in light of the warnings of Russia's invasion of its neighbor Ukraine. In this context, Washington ordered an almost complete withdrawal of the remaining American soldiers in Ukraine, where they are training Ukrainian forces, with the aim of redeploying them to other sites in Europe. And Pentagon spokesman John Kirby announced today, Saturday, in a statement that Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin made the decision regarding the 160 elements of the National Guard from Florida, out of caution and extreme caution, in the interest of their safety and security, and after the State Department's decision to withdraw some employees from the Embassy American in Kiev. The spokesman indicated that the coaches would be transferred to a place in Europe, but it was not clear exactly where. On Friday, Washington announced that Russia could invade Ukraine at any time. The Russian attack may start at any time. Countries are calling on their nationals to leave Ukraine. This redeployment does not reflect a change in our determination to support Ukrainian forces, but we do give a measure of flexibility to reassure our allies and prevent any aggression, the spokesman explained. Since 2015, the reserve forces of the U.S. National Guard have been in rotations to train the Ukrainian army, along with soldiers from other countries of the Atlantic Alliance, especially Canada and Germany. Earlier on Saturday, the United States asked all non-essential employees of its embassy in Kiev to leave Ukraine due to the possibility of a Russian invasion of the former Soviet Republic. And U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken stressed during a phone call with his Russian counterpart Sergei Lavrov on Saturday that the diplomatic track is still open to avoid a conflict in Ukraine, but it requires a de-escalation from Moscow and a dialogue in good faith. For his part, Lavrov accused Washington of seeking to provoke a conflict in Ukraine by accusing Moscow of preparing for a military operation. Putin and Biden call. Meanwhile, diplomatic efforts are continuing, and Russian President Vladimir Putin is supposed to hold talks with his American counterparts Joe Biden and French Emmanuel Macron on Saturday. In a related context, an official, who asked not to be identified, said it was also not clear what would happen with the small number of U.S. Special Operations Forces in the country. Reuters had revealed yesterday that the Pentagon will send an additional 3,000 troops to Poland while Russia conducts military exercises in Belarus and the Black Sea after massing its forces on Ukraine's borders. On Saturday, Australia, New Zealand, Germany and the Netherlands joined countries urging their citizens to leave Ukraine. Washington said yesterday that the Russian invasion, which will likely begin with an air attack, could occur at any time. For weeks, tension has been escalating between Moscow and the West, against the backdrop of Russia's mobilization of more than 100,000 soldiers at the borders of Ukraine. Moscow has repeatedly denied the correctness of Washington's account, saying that it has massed more than 100,000 soldiers near the Ukrainian border to maintain its security from NATO aggression. Moscow criticizes Western-style. Ukrainian and French condemn Russia's maneuvers. Moscow is demanding binding guarantees from the West, including a pledge to withdraw NATO forces in Eastern Europe, and to keep Ukraine outside the framework of this alliance. Washington rejected the Russian demands, and in return offered to hold talks on a new European agreement with Moscow on disarmament.